Vote expected today on what's a proposed 13% pay raise for police and fire and for all other City of Shreveport workers. You object pretty strongly to the all city workers portion. Is that accurate? And explain why.
I object to the process that we have followed to get to where we are. As you both know, there has been a long-running discussion about our need to increase public safety compensation to stem attrition. The information that I've received and other members have received over the past really 2 years has established that a bump of 13% is necessary to competitively compensate our police officers and firefighters. The fact that that's the right number for police officers and firefighters is no evidence that that's the right number for every other city employee.
Mr. John, you said a second ago you have a problem with the process. Is what's been wrong with the process? Has the book not been followed?
Like every large organization that employs thousands of people, the city has all kinds of workers with all kinds of backgrounds and education and experience. Some of those folks probably do need and deserve a 13% raise. Others are fairly compensated. For example, we've got very highly compensated unclassified employees at the top of our compensation pyramid who are making in the range of $150,000 a year. What sense does it make from the city's perspective to give those folks a raise that would amount to almost $20,000 a year? Why would we do that? Increasing every city employee's compensation by 13% is going to cost about $8 million for non-public safety employees on an annual basis and about $13 million a year for public safety employees. In the short term, we've got the cash to cover that, in large part because the federal government has given us so much money, as it has cities across the country. But in the intermediate and long term, if we commit to an additional $20+ million annual personnel expenditure, we're going to have to find that money from somewhere. And the two sources are either cutting some other expense or increasing revenue, which means increasing taxes. And the voters have made very clear to us in recent months that they have no appetite for increased taxes for anything other than public safety. So it's a big decision and one that is going to cause the city problems in the long term if we go forward.
For someone who says they want to be fiscally responsible, how irresponsible is this?
It is hard for me to imagine the board or the leadership of another large organization sitting around the conference table and saying, you know what, I think we should give all the thousands of people that work for us a 13 or a 15 or a 20% raise without any study of whether present compensation is competitive with the market for each position impacted. We've done that work for fire and police. We know that 13% is the number that we've got to give them to make sure that we don't continue to lose people. I mean, we're down 125 officers the last time I checked, police officers from funded positions. We don't have a choice but to take action on that, and we know what we need to do. We have not done similar work on the non-public safety side. Our folks who are now making $13 an hour for the least skilled work that the city needs people to do, underpaid? I don't know. Maybe they are. But there has to be study to confirm that before we make a decision that will have a fiscal impact of $100 million over 5 years.